Happy Sunday. How is everybody today? Hello, hello. God, what a week it's been, huh? We have Dog Mom, Dog Mom. It's spooky season, kids, and we're going to be doing all types of Halloween themed stories because just here in Massachusetts, there's like a plethora of material that we can use. I was kind of researching for this topic that we're doing, and I found some like really chilling shit, but I'm willing to do anything from anywhere. So if you guys have any suggestions on stories, hey, hate, we have Drew K in the house. We have Dog Mom. We have a new friend, Aggie. Hi, Aggie. I've known Aggie for a long time on these true crime streets, so it's really good to have you here, honey. Who else? I saw some other. Anyway, we'll wait a few minutes to let people pile in here so we don't have to redo what we were doing. So back to it. Oh, we have Mermaid. Hey, beautiful girl. It's good to see you. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm happy that you're here. So I was researching the Bridgewater Triangle and I was coming across all of these different stories. And people are always thinking that Salem is the most spooky place in Massachusetts. I think not, kids. I think I found you the most. When I was researching, it says it's one of the most haunted places in the entire country. Although most stories could tell you that, but it is pretty spooky. This isn't necessarily like killings. Oh, Stacy, hey mama. Good to see you. Good to see you. Freetown Forest, stay away from the ledge. Oh God. These places get a name for themselves for a reason, right? I actually found, so that just in case people don't know what the Bridgewater Triangle is, I found a video that we can comment over, and it kind of explains what it is, so that going into the meat and potatoes of the story, everybody kind of has an understanding of where we're talking about. As you guys know of the Bermuda Triangle, right? This in Massachusetts, it's the same shape, and some crazy ass shit happens. Okay. I was talking to Dog Mom in chat before we started, and she used to live like in it. I don't know. And did you say that there was an Elm Street? Like like Freddy? Because that's that. Every time like on Halloween, like last year, I took Caden out and we're walking, and I just had to take him down Elm Street because doesn't want to take their kid down Elm Street on Halloween, right? And we're in like a hoity-toity area. It's not like nothing was happening, but it was yeah. If you guys could do all the YouTubey things, I should have memberships back. So if anyone had a membership, I think that I gave all of your money back because I needed to start a whole new monetization. So I hope that found you well. And if you haven't gotten it yet, you will be getting it. Anything that you gave to the channel prior to today will get returned back to you, and I'm starting fresh. So yeah. Oh, you lived on Elm Street. Stop it. Oh, hey, Nikki. Good to see you, Mama. Yeah, so I haven't turned them on yet. I'm still in the review process, but I just wanted to let everybody know that if you were here and had memberships or you gave super chats or anything, that I actually canceled out that particular account, and I made a new one. I'm just in the review process right now, so I will drop that when it's all set. Yes. Oh, thank you, Mermaid. Thank you. I know. I fucked up the first time, and so I just like gutted it and started new. Plus, I was doing the channel during Karen Reed with somebody else, and so I thought it was only fair that I completely start fresh. And I take no money from when it was two of us to me, and then it is my channel and my memberships, and so on and so forth. So, oh, hi, Mary. Good morning, Mama. It's good to see you. Kimberly, stop it. We have a Sarah Dawn too. Good morning, hippie chick. Good to see you, Mama. So has anybody ever heard my Massachusetts people, or even outside of Massachusetts, have you guys ever heard of the Bridgewater Triangle? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of the Bridgewater Triangle, because until Rosie told me about it, I had no idea. I had no idea this thing even existed. And I've lived here for 40 years. Oh, well, yeah, I choose to live in the heart of it. Nick has got it was Rosie. Good morning, honey. You're the one that told me about it. Yeah, so hippie chick, I'm actually going to start out with a video that explains exactly what the Bridgewater Triangle is, because I had to watch it too. Yeah. It's so good to have everybody in here on a Sunday morning. Do you guys have your coffee? You ready to get some like spooktacular? I miss Mermaid. Oh, do you guys know how excited I am that you guys found me? I have been into true crime on the YouTube streets for a long time. And Aggie and Mermaid and Drew, I've known these girls from the other channels that we used to frequent. And it's so cool that you guys found me. It's so exciting. Now we can just talk shit together as a team over here. Oh, I love that. We used to get it in on other channels in that chat, man. Hi, Rosie. All right. So without further ado, people are piling in. Sunday crime time, true crime coffee time with Amy. We're gonna start off, and I'm gonna play a video that's actually going to explain what the Bridgewater Triangle is. I'm just going to tell you that it's in Massachusetts, and Bridgewater is a town in Massachusetts on the South Shore, and apparently this triangle makes up of a lot of towns. And this guy is going to explain to us what the Bridgewater Triangle is and why it's so fucking spooky. I'm telling you, people think that coming to Massachusetts during Halloween, you need to go to Salem for the Salem witch trials. Listen, I hate to bust your bubble, kids, but Salem, even though it's really fucking cool to go to, because like, why wouldn't you want to go to Salem and see the Hocus Pocus house? It's really developed and it's like a city. It's a city, right? It's not like it was back with the Salem witch trials, but you go to this place, you can go into the woods and get lost. And apparently paranormal shit happens, and there's green and blue fog, and there's, you know, your phone starts going wild if you're when you're walking through it. Some kid I saw, it's not in either of the videos that I chose to watch, but some kid was told about it. He's from Massachusetts. He kind of sounded like he was from like Boston, like he hadn't left Southie in a really long time. But he went to the Bridgewater Triangle, parked his car, and started walking into the woods. Bro, his phone combusted. His phone, I don't listen. Who knows? Maybe it did happen. He had a picture of a phone that melted, and it kind of did a little explosion. And like before it exploded and it melted for no reason at all, it did that like you know when like your phone is too close to like a speaker and it makes that like sound. Yeah. So all this is happening in the Bridgewater Triangle, and yeah, honey, Drew, I'm not a woods kind of girl. I'm not. I don't camp. I don't really like wildlife. I don't like any of that. So I'm with you. I'm not driving to East Bumfuck, a town that I've never even been to go walk in their woods. And not to mention the kid with the melted phone, he couldn't find his way out of the woods. And I'm thinking, like, did you take shrooms? Just, trigger warning. I don't know. Were you on drugs, sir? Because I saw other people sneak in here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start this up. Rosie, I said hello. I love you. No, I said hello to Rosie. I know. Hate's a Revere girl, which is like, real city. And she likes camping. I just don't know. I don't know. I could do like glamping when you're in like a camper and there's a bed and like AC and no bugs, no chance of a snake appearing. Like, I'm good with that. I've done that with my sister and her kids and stuff. Like, I've gone and like stayed in their camper, but I don't know about tents. You know what I mean? Like being on the ground with just like a zipper. Like, what if something was to like be hungry, you know? But what if something's hungry and they're like, oh, well, there's a girl in there and I'm going to eat some of her skin off. Or I don't know. I don't know. No snake. That's what I'm doing now. Are you glamping? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I can glamp all day. Like, absolutely. Oh, we got a Rob's in the house. Yeah, I'm happy you're here, honey. Yeah, I could do a glamper all day. And like even if people like live in a trailer, I could do that because there's doors, there's protection, there's a toilet, right? Like one of my neighbors goes to like the middle of Vermont. No bathrooms, kids. No bathrooms. No bathrooms. What? That's nuts to me. I don't know. I don't know. There I was like, so how do you like, and they're like, oh, you just like go in the woods. See, and that's another problem, right? So if you're in a place like in the middle of Vermont where there's nothing, kids. And you have to like squat, right? Anything could jump up and grab you a panuni. Oh, we have Bruce the Moose. Well, that's what I mean. You're popping a squat, and all of a sudden something grabs on, or like up your butt. I don't know. Right. But are you in tense hate? Inquiring minds want to know. Do you use an air mattress? Because I think I need an air mattress. I'm a princess. I grew up camping. Primitive camping and all. Now with all my aches and pains, I need an RV. See, I never squatting in the woods is for 60. Yeah, it's for drunk 20-year-old Amy. Okay. Drunk 20-year-old Amy would pop a squat anywhere. Okay. I didn't care. 40-year-old sober Amy, not popping squats. I got pains in my hips, bad knees, and instincts now, Oh wow, good for you, Hate. See, I don't know. Maybe if I grew up doing it, it would be different. And like I don't judge people who do it, but like literally it's like a mental illness. Like I'm like, I can't go in the woods. Yeah, drunk. Yeah, right. Drunk Stacey, yeah. Drunk Amy was down for a lot of things. Sober 40-year-old Amy, not so much. I have questions. I have a lot of when are we getting there? How long are we going to be? Are there animals, bear attacks? I don't know. That Dazzle, you made it. Hi, honey. Yeah, drunk shit. Yeah, like in the middle of the road. Like I'd be like, I need to pee. And then pull them back up and run like really quick. I had it down to like a science at one point because I bought I can't sleep on the ground. Better for your back. Yeah, it is. It is better for your back. I need hard mattresses because I get that. I can't sleep on anything soft. Hippie chick. Yeah, drunk Kimmy. Wait. Drunk Amy's done that a time or two too, Kimmy. Oh my god, I'm dead. You guys are killing me today. I used to go camping every weekend, early 80s in Pittsfield. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah. Drunk. Well, that's the thing too. Like at 40, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, kids. You know what I mean? Like I've like woken up and been like, wow, how do I have that bruise? And I did nothing to earn that bruise. Believe me, did zero things to earn the bruise all over me. I almost got stung by a scorpion in Arizona party. Oh my god! But that's what I mean. What if you were popping a squat, hippie chick? And all of a sudden the scorpion grabbed onto your labia. Drunk Stacy Petal. Yeah. Yeah. You don't make it down on time? Been there, girl. Oh, yeah. I was trying to balance and pee at the same time. Yeah, right? It just doesn't work out. Yeah, see the cabin house and Billy Jack's. That was the wild, wild west for me. That was my parents. Well, my dad was a hunter, so like he went and camped and did all that kind of stuff, and he was kind of like honky tonk. My mother is from Worcester, right? So, it's a city. Kids who's not from here, it's like the bigger. the second biggest city in the state. And she was like, "We're going to the water." um, oh, it was searched by. That's so funny. Oh my god. Yeah, I like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if I went to Arizona and I popped a squat and there was scorpions anywhere, like that thing's jumping up and grabbing a lip. You know, with my luck, I'd get stung. I get bit on the cooch by a scorpion. And that, but that's what I mean about wildlife. You don't even know it's there, and then all of a sudden you have to go to the hospital and explain why a scorpion bit your vagina. Like, oh my god. Yeah, Nana is straight city. She is. Oh my god, that is too funny. Yeah, hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna start this video at the stage. Hold on.
We've all heard of it. We all know it's a stretch of land in southern Massachusetts. Putting it simply, but it's not that simple. Not by a long shot. Where do we even begin? I guess a good place would be geography. Activity and other strange occurrences were first said to be concentrated within a geographical triangle by famous cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman. The towns include Bridgewater, East and West Bridgewater, Abington, Taunton, Norton, also consider itself Inter Island.
What have people experienced here? A little bit of everything. War crimes, haunted. But what came first? These dark... Is the triangle an energy vortex? Does it attract and pull in these mysterious forces?
Hill. And it was said that the seminary was normal investigators. The Warrens were said to investigate it. Now, I don't really know if that thing is, if that part of this is accurate. But what I can tell you, both of these locations end from the treetops, especially near Route 138. And it's said that if you stare into this mist long enough, you can see figures move about. I'm sure there's a good reason and a scientific explanation. It's just something I've observed with my own eyes. A good place to dive in is probably the Wampanoag's relationship with the Hockomock Swamp. The swamp was a sacred ground to the Wampanoag, but also at the same time, it was feared. The name Hockomock can translate word dark spirit. You see, it was believed that this area was the dwelling of a powerful spirit, Hobamok, who was an entity of death and disease. So, although the swamp was seen as part of the Wampanoag religion, it's not a place that they necessarily wanted to be. There have been so many reports coming out of this area throughout the years. More practical minds, they want to blame swamp gas for some of this uh, or perhaps speak of naturally occurring chemicals or even naturally occurring chemicals. Others speak of UFOs. But what I find in a ghost story that popped up in the last, let's say, 50 years, these stories and accounts have been going back generations to pre-colonial United States, before the country was the United States. That's how far back these stories go. So no matter what you want to believe, whether it's thunderbirds or giant snakes or flashes of light that encompass the entire sky, this is stuff that's been going back hundreds upon hundreds of years. I think there's something worthy of a discussion here. And we can't really continue this on. We can't really go any further unless we give a brief history of King Philip's War, which ran from 1675 to 76. John Sassamon.
I'm going to stop it right there for a minute. So this is kind of giving a broad overview of what the Bridgewater Triangle is. And apparently all of this started really long time ago. If people who are not from Massachusetts, we have a lot of Indian reservation, and a lot of our towns and places are named after Native American names, right? And so it's really spooky. I used to date like a Native American that like an actual Native American, and I used to go to reservations, and they all just tell these stories about how the paranormal shit happened on them. And really, well, it's really bad shit can happen on them too, but they were kind of haunted in a way. And so this is kind of putting some creed to the fact that maybe this was true. Maybe it started off way back when, and then all of the weird accounts just continued. And it happens to this day, because I found an account of a guy supposedly seeing something levitating as early as March of 2025, which is, the thing is that, like, you know, I always say, right, Kung Fu Panda is in the back making noise. I'm sorry if you guys could all hear him. He's messing with his cat. So yeah, it's super interesting, and let's keep going.
A Native American and translator was found dead at the Attawapsit Pond after making claims of pending Native aggression towards the colonies. 3 Wampanoags were blamed for his murder and later hung after a retrial that included Native elders. Metacom, the then tribal chief, was accused of building an army, objecting to the rules of the colonies. Their missionaries were seen as intrusive and their laws unfair. He was threatened to have his guns taken away and his land removed by the Plymouth colonies. Tensions finally boiled over. Metacom, also known as King Philip, led a coalition of tribes against the colonies. The scope of the conflict spread throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine, and Connecticut. The war was brutal only when King Philip was captured in Bristol, Rhode Island. He was drawn and quartered, and his head was put on display in Plymouth. Needless to say, there are constant reports of Native American hauntings, some amicable and others not so much. But one thing is for certain, everything around here is named after Phil.
What?
And now we're going to take you to some of the most haunted spots in the United States.
We're at Swampsit Pond, the site in which they discovered John Sass to the war. And like most of these places, it is said to he floats around these woods and he likes to hover over that very pond, presenting himself as Mist. We are here at Anahuac, and this is a site of great, great betrayal. August 28th, 1676, Anahuac of King Philip's worst was here in this very spot. What happened is Captain Church, and he negotiated Anahuac. Anahuac was supposed to be treated well, and colonies, as they would be known, felt as though this was not going to happen. They played an Uno reverse card, and Anahuac was beheaded. So, as one would imagine, this little spot is said to be very haunted. People could see and hear a lot of Native American ghosts, as well as mist and swamp. They could hear drums and other things like that. And I could see why. We are here at Profile Rock, and on this site it was said that during the war, King Philip enjoyed praying and meditating here. He thought that the rock or the profile of his father, Massasoit, you've probably heard, due to the stress of the war, the spirit of King Philip is trapped in this very rock. Until a couple of years ago, anyways, when the profile and a lot of the rock had crumbled due to erosion. Is Philip free? I hope so. We are here at a sonnet ledge, also known as Freetown Ledge. Took us about 20 minutes to get out to this one. As you can see, it's quite beautiful, but don't let looks deceive you. As at this particular site, there's been an industrial accident, several suicides that we know about, and a lot more accidental deaths of people looking over the edge and falling to their death. Much of this calamity is blamed on a small imp-like creature that derives from Native American lore called the Pukwudgie. Everybody loves these guys. They present themselves as little balls of light at the edge of cliffs, and then they either beat
Wait,
them
what?
off,
Was that what you guys
or
were
the
just
person
talking about in
becomes
chat?
so
Stop.
depressed or melancholy that they do themselves in. As the locals say,
Yeah.
if you see one of these guys, these Pukwudgies, never engage. Just keep walking.
What?
Photo?
Seriously?
Yeah, just like over the edge. It would be like a really cool shot, just like straight down.
What about Pukwudgies?
True.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think my mental health is good enough for this. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, that looks so beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to go for like a little walk through there? This is why I don't walk. This is why I don't walk outside. I have a walking pad inside. She does look like Mila Kunis. I like that idea, Tina. Oh, hi, Wayne. It's good to see you, honey.
And then there's the Freetown Fall River State Forest.
Oh, here we go, Kimmy.
Here there is a sense of a living, breathing forest. This is a place that you will never feel alone. Who is watching you? The dead? Mythological creatures? The woods itself? You'll have to be the one to decide. One thing that we do know is the forest and surrounding areas have been a hotbed for satanic activity.
Satanic, you
70s,
say?
early 80s, 3 young women were found dead in the area. A satanic cult was named, but only 3 individuals were ever convicted, including a pimp that was allegedly the leader.
Fucking say less. I'll meet you there the next
12
weekend.
plus bodies were
Let's
found
do
in
it.
the area. Many believe this was the work of another cult or a crime ring. It is a known fact that even today, animals have been discovered mutilated in ritualistic sacrifice. Why are people emulating and sensationalizing this type of unnecessary violence? Is it all hype and urban?
Oh boy. Right. Right. We're doing Lizzie Border next week, by the way, and I'll meet you, hippie chick. I'll meet you. Really? I met hippie chick in Dedham. She's so freaking sweet. I am about like 20 minutes from some of it, but it takes up a lot of towns in Massachusetts, but I am within 20-minute drive of it. Oh, you're coming back? Can I give you a hug? Yeah. It's going to need a lot of everything. Oh God, hold on. My computer was dying. Right? Mermaid. I don't. Right.
And yet, there is even more to Copper Cut.
Underrated. You don't hear about it quite as much as the other forests in this area. I feel like it's very haunted.
Yay.
I've done a lot of photo shoots here. I've come out with a lot of lighting and gear. The type of lights I often use for photography are they just lose signal completely. I don't know what it is around here or what's interfering with that signal,
See,
but
that would
that's
freak me
been a
out
long
too.
time before I
That
even
would
knew
freak
anything
me
about
out.
these woods. It can be disorientating here as well. I'm not sure if that's just because a lot of the paths are small, but a lot of people get lost out here. As you could see, it's a little bit of a scavenger hunt for gnomes. We don't know who leaves them, but there's quite a few gnomes out here. We are near a reservation,
Wayne.
Wampanoag Nation. Maybe it's somebody from there, but certainly there. A lot of times there are warning signs. The gnomes, you will have nightmares.
Oh, Drew, there's your name.
Respect the gnomes and leave them be for your own sake.
But like, why are the gnomes there? The
The
gnomes.
scope of the triangle is vast. It is not just about that dark history and war. Every time you turn around, there is another story, another account of paranormal activity or a haunting coming out of this area. Whether it be a haunted school, church, town hall, or one of the former asylums, there's just always something.
I'm doing the
Just
asylums during
adding on
Halloween
to
too.
that lore.
During October.
Speaking of the asylums, since that's, we went about and we tried to get into some of them. Unfortunately, that was a little bit of a challenge. The one in Taunton was currently being used as a juvenile detention center, so obviously
Still is.
we couldn't do much there. And the one in Rentham, just outside of the triangle, but everything's named after Phil there, so we figured, yeah, okay, this counts. And it's being used as housing for people with cognitive disability.
I have questions.
They were nice enough to let us walk through and then told us to get the hell out.
What?
So it's a vortex, an inch in between this world was already here, drawing in whatever darkness its inhabitants may pass, a beacon for the supernatural, the ability to perceive the dead, a place where the veil between worlds lifted and spirits can freely roam. You don't know what you'll come across in these woods. It's a blending of the old world.
Wow, Mary, that's crazy.
But one thing is certain, the stories and lore are never ending. Even if it all might be swamp gas induced hallucination, it's very real to its residents, both the living and the dead. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this very special edition of Deliciously Decayed. And of course, we strayed a lot from our usual format of covering a building or a grouping of buildings. You know, this time, of course, we covered this entire stretch of land, its history, and a lot of its mythology. So that's something completely different. We'd like to get a little feed, guys. So leave that and let us know if you like this.
All right, kids. All right. So that is what the Bridgewater Triangle is. Now, I have a different, it's more spooky to play as well. However, so this is why I believe in spirits and afterlife stuck in our dimension, right? My father passed away when I was 10, and he passed away in our home, right? So I remember like the next summer, you know, we lived in like a big old house in Boston, and we didn't have like central AC and shit. Like this was 1996, I think. And it was like a really big home. We We had staircases. It was like you go up, there's a landing, 2 steps, landing, then further up. So I remember it was like 90 degrees. Okay. I was out of school that summer. So my father passed away in September. The next June, I get out of school. I'm home. My mom's at work. My sister's upstairs and she's like, "Hey, May." I probably like took something of hers or whatever. I don't even know. I forget. But I vividly remember this. And ever since then, I've believed in like Ouija boards and like not to mess with the dead or anything like that. I believe in all of this because I do believe that there is a cross between the afterlife and spirits, and people can haunt places and everything, because during this really hot 90-degree day where my house was like an oven, my sister calls me up to the second floor, and I go running up the stairs, and I'm running, make the first landing, keep going, second landing. And as I'm running up the second flight of stairs, I breeze through a frigid area. Only for a second, and kept going. And ever since then, I'm like, this shit is real. I believe in this. This is real. I believe that my father was still in the home. And that was his way of being like, I'm here. And dude, it's fucking insane. You hear Kung Fu Panda is playing with his cat, and he's so ever since then, I've just like, this shit's real. It's just real. All right, kids. Never play with a Ouija board ever. Never. Well, I'm just saying, I don't have one. I've never actually like played one. But I believe that you can like summon people back. I believe too, it's like oops. Of I have a good life versus I don't have a good life. It's all a mindset. If you believe that these things are true, you can summons people. You can summon bad Jew, you know? Yeah. Something happened to me at 3 a.m. in Elm Street. My husband had to drive and get, oh no, Kim. My cross country route used to go through the cemetery. This is a Conjuring. Oh yeah, they're trying to get rid of the Conjuring house. I heard. I just read something about that. That would be a sad day. Yeah, you don't know who you get. Exactly. You don't know. You don't know what you're pulling in, right? And so that's why I just like stay away from it. I do tarot cards and like all of those type of things just as like kind of a hobby. I find it interesting. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it works, but you know, do you want to say hi to everybody? Yeah. Kung Fu Panda. Oh, you're naked. Okay. Stop. You're naked. Go ahead. You can't be on the tubes. Okay. Let's start this one. This one is Scary Mystery. Stop. Hold on 1 second. This one, stop. Is Scary Mysteries. Oh my God. Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry. Kung Fu Panda is testing mommy's nerves today. I'm telling you that. All right. So this is from, I was distracted. This is from Scary Mysteries. Okay. It's a really good channel. I'll put this link in the chat so you guys can go over and give them a sub. And I'll put the other creator in there too. He has like he goes to like abandoned buildings and stuff and does paranormal activity type of thing. So it is pretty neat what they do. So go over and give them a sub. Everyone says, "Hey, Kay." Tearing up mama's nerves, I'll tell you that. My sister used to use Ouija boards when they were teenagers. They're on the highway. Yeah, I don't think that anyone should like fuck with that. Like, it's like we used to go into cemeteries when we were teenagers and like whatever. I think that that's just like it's just bad juju, you know? All right. So I put the link in for this creator, Scary Mysteries. The title of this is America's Most Mysterious Zone, the Bridgewater Triangle. So I'm kind of blind doing this because I wanted to be surprised like you of what I heard. So I watched some of it and kind of skimmed through it just to make sure it wasn't, Mm. Yes, everybody, if you could like, share, and subscribe, I'm going to be getting my monetization back. And again, because we have more people in here, if you were a member to the channel prior to it becoming Unsolved with Amy Boston, I have returned all of your money from anything that you gave me when we were doing the Karen retrial and all of that. So you should be getting all that money back and then come back and rejoin and join to Unsolved. So we're starting a clean slate. And I would love to have all you guys over here. I'm going to start coming on here more weeknights, weekends. I lived in a haunted house when I was 7. I didn't know it then. I just knew I was terrified of the place. Told my mom my feeling story as an adult. She said, fuck yeah, that place was haunted, right? You can just feel it. You can just feel when you walk into a place and you're like, I don't feel safe here, right? Yeah, members are coming back soon, kids. Members will have members only lives. The spirit didn't like my sister and tormented her. Oh my God. I live close to Rentham, and there are a ton of places. There are a ton of places that that are wicked spooky. My mother lost her phone. Okay, let's get this going. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. It's Sarah Dawn. I had several experiences with ghosts. I even had a ghost dog in one apartment I lived in before. I totally believe, girl, right? This is what I mean. Like, hold on. I'm coming back. I'm coming back full screen, kids. I truly believe this too. I truly believe. Listen, if you let your brain believe these things, then you're going to be more available to see it, right? If you're closed off to the idea that like tarot cards aren't real or the Ouija board or whatever, you're not going to be able to like let your brain go there to believe it. And so when you do believe, you allow it to penetrate you and your soul, and you can tell, just like when I was running up the stairs after my dad died, it was 1,000 degrees in that house. 1,000. It was an old school Boston, big family home, running up, hot as hell. And I went through a spot of the stairs that felt like I was in a freezer. After that, I was like, done. I believe. You showed me you're here, and I believe you. The moment we rolled up to the house the first time, I had to pit myself. Exactly. You can feel it. You can feel it. I agree. You can bring these. Yeah, 100%. Drew K. I was mocking the spirit and told her to stop and apologize. Yeah. Penetrate. All right. Let's bring this back. All right, kids, let's start this. Can you all hear it?
In the heart of southeastern Massachusetts, lies a strange and occurrences, as well as a lot of dark true crime tales.
Well, definitely. I would do
because it's received a well-earned name that's synonymous with unexplained events. And chances are, if you live outside New England, you probably haven't heard of it. In fact, a lot of people in Massachusetts don't even know what it is. But if you're from the Bridgewater Triangle, all of strange history, you might even have some firsthand experiences of your own. If you're unfamiliar, the Bridgewater Triangle is a roughly 200 square mile area whose triangular points are in Dighton, Brockton, act hard edge on what defines this place. Just like many of the other famous triangles from around the world, the edges bleed over. But the defined area gives you a good sense of where all the weird is happening, unexplained occurrences. Then the Bermuda. The reason for that is simple. The question then becomes, is it the dark history itself that has left its mark on this place, which explains what people experience here? Or are the grounds themselves some sort of history? For example,
Are you guys buffering?
the Bridgewater Triangle is the exact location where the bloodiest battle per capita ever occurred in United States history. The majority of them were killed. We'll get back to that more in detail in a moment. But first, as to what people are actually experiencing here that makes it so otherworldly. Chris Bell's on several books about folklores in general. Chris, anything that you want to be in the triangle is in the triangle. It's a Pandora's box. So if you're into zombies, there's stories about zombies. If you're into Bigfoot, he's there. If you're into puckwudgies, that's kind of puckwudgie central. If you're into ghosts, you've got it. UFOs, they're all there. It is perhaps because of this wide range of occurrences that it's hard for those outside this place to take the triangle seriously. It seems very convenient that there's every sort of strange phenomenon. But if it is the land itself, somehow aligned in a way that creates an open door to another dimension, then it makes
Can you guys hear? Hold on, kid. Sorry. I don't know what is if StreamYard just crashed. Stop.
feared it, believing it to be a place where the spirit world crossed into our own. Infamous locations within the triangle is the Hockomock Swamp, named by the native tribe there. And Hockomock translates to literally place where spirits dwell. Wampanoag legend, they spoke often of the Pugwudgie people, which means little wild man of the woods.
StreamYard's giving me a
Thick and
wicked hard
sturdy
time this morning. I'm sorry,
troll-like
guys.
in their purest form. Native Americans talk about often, and they can appear and disappear at will. Well, the natives believe that were at one exact unknown. And by nasty, I mean luring people to their deaths off cliffs, shooting poison arrows and things like that. Essentially, the place was guarded by these creatures or demons, depending on how you looked at it. And interestingly, when colonists arrived to the Hockomock Swamp, they went on to name it Devil's Swamp. They have to wonder why two different cultures named this place with a negative connotation. Likely because there is negative energy emanating. Colonists didn't just simply follow their lead at all because they were sworn enemies, as you're probably aware. And that bloodiest battle I mentioned earlier, and that was a war between the Native Americans and the English settlers. It was called King Philip's War. It occurred in the mid-1670s. It saw somewhere between 70 to 80% of the natives who fought in it being killed, around 25% of the settlers. And Wampanoag chief Metacom, also known
I don't
as
know
King
why we're
Philip, was
buffering.
captured,
It's so annoying.
hung, beheaded, and then drawn and
I know.
quartered. His
Rob,
head was literally displayed on spikes.
it doesn't want us talking about the
The
triangle.
colony after that. And so because of the brutality that occurred here, many people say there's a stain on this land that has never and probably will never go away. Unfinished business. Place sense something in more modern times, specifically beginning in the late 70s, all the way into the 90s, and perhaps into today a bit. The triangle was known to be an area for satanic rituals, even cults. Throughout the woods, there are lots of makeshift buildings, many crudely put together. And inside these, if you dare to check them out, you can find some scary things. Police officers and regular folks just out for a hike have found all sorts of symbols that would suggest people were using them for the dark arts. Graffiti with upside-down crosses, pentagrams. There's also lots of rock formations that crop out from the land. Some forming shallow caves where you'll find the same sort of symbols.
I would
as if
never
they were used as places of worship. Found who looked to have been sacrificed. All sorts, too. Cats, dogs, deers. Many were found complete as if the liquid had been stored away for another use. And then the carcasses discarded. And Fall River is a town that sits just outside the Bridgewater Triangle. In the 1970s, it saw a series of brutal crimes lead to a satanic panic in the night with the U.S.
Possibly satanic messages on some rock music recordings.
I have a whole video covered. But essentially, a lot of ladies died courtesy of a man named Carl Drew. Had others join in on the murders. They would become known as the Fall River Cult killings. And he hid out in the woods in one of those huts and performed rituals on the land where the bridge. Violent events have left a mark on the land. Evil lingers, waiting to claim its next victim. The town of Raynham, which sits in the Triangle, 78, with the killing of 15-year-old Mary Lou. Here, the infamous day in the town's history when the girl was abducted in the woods. The details are really a bit too gruesome to get into here.
So a second and do some so we don't get dinged. Have you guys ever heard of any of these? I've never heard of a satanic cult in Fall River. Anyone ever heard? Mark, do you need Advil? I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it home from your. Oh, Dad had his girls for 25 hours all by himself. Oh, oh, Mark, my God. Dad's always like, okay, no offense, but like, men are always like, I babysat my kids. Like, no, you didn't babysit your kids. Oh my God. Satanic cult reference said Fitchburg, 90 minutes west. Oh, I thought it said, okay, so Fitchburg, but have you guys ever heard of those before? This is the thing. I've lived here for 40 years. I've never heard of this until I watched this. Boo-hoo, right, Hate? Do you tell it? And women have more patience. I don't know. I don't really have patience. There's still bunkers. They just said that. Like, okay, let's set the scene. Okay, kids. So say we had an unsolved field trip. Okay. And we went to our friend Tina, our new friend Tina. Tina, welcome. And yes, I am the Amy from Boston. I'm happy that you're here and that you found the channel. We have fun over here. So we went to Fall River or Fitchburg or wherever, and we were walking in the woods, and you saw one of those bunkers. Who's going in? Who's going into the bunker? Not this girl. Nope, not this girl. I don't know. Like, okay, so I guess say no, but like I would maybe like force myself to at least try. But I'd be scared. Like, what if people die? You would, Kim? I don't know. You went into the bunker, Tina? Oh, I have so many questions. What was it like? What was it like? Was it like a tomb? Was there tunnels? What happened? Was it just like a like in Alabama they have those bunkers when there's tornadoes? Oh, Cheryl with an S. Good morning, Mama. I've heard of it through True Crime Tarot. She's done several episodes in the Bridgewater Triangle that are really informative. Oh, that's good to know. I'll have to check her out and subscribe to her. I'd be fine if not alone. Well, this is what I mean. Like when you get down there, fear of the unknown is my biggest anxiety-driven thing. So if I know what to expect when I get down there, like are we just in like a cell type of thing, or is there underground bunkers in Marblehead, Massachusetts on the ocean? They used to let you go down into the dungeons. Okay. It was round and the stairs went down like a spiral, no lights, pitch black and empty. Interesting. Do that really? Oh, Tina, you know what, kids? When we go out for our field trip for Unsolved, Tina's going to be our tour guide if she wants to sign up for that because she knows these things. I'd feel safe with Tina. Nahant, I love Nahant. I like their beaches, girl. On the ocean. That would be cool. I've actually down at Castle Island in Southie. Have you guys ever been in the castle? Water protection, bring holy water. Yeah, I'm bringing holy water. Kaden, get away. Oh my god. My favorite. Yeah, when I was a kid, we used to on field trips, they'd take us to Southie and they'd let us go inside the castle, which was wicked cool. It's not like underground, but it was cool to go in there and you did feel like we were just talking, you know how like that pit of your stomach when Stacy was pulling up to her old home, or the feeling that I got when I went through that really cold spot in my home, or Mary's old homes, everyone, Kim, when she lived in the Bridgewater Triangle, that love, that pit of your stomach tells you like there's some spooky stuff going on here. Like your body tells you. And that's how I felt when I used to go into the fort at Castle Island. I went to Castle Island once during spooky season. Oh, Stacy. Oh, I like your style, girl. Sully's, yeah, to comfort with a soft serve. I mean, win-win. The Asian guys would eat raw fish out of the bag at Castle Island. Were they selling it too out of their trunk? I've done the tunnel rat tour at Fort Adams. Oh, really? Was that cool? All this information that our friend Tina has is so cool. I would love to do all of this. I want to go. I was not upset leaving Elm Street at all. Right. Yeah. After I had that experience at the home I grew up in, I always had like an angst in my stomach every time I walked up those stairs, like it was going to happen again, you know? Not that like I felt like that spirit was there to hurt me. It just felt like, oh my God, there was a tangible, you know, because like you can in your mind, you can believe that there's spirits and they come and visit you, and there's bad spirits and good spirits and all the things. But once you have a tangible piece of evidence that there is paranormal activity, you can never unknow it. You can never not know, right? You have an Elm Street around the corner. Interesting. My grandparents lived right there. Really? Oh, down in Southie, like Dorchester? Yeah. I used to live before I moved where I live now. I lived right, like I could walk my dog to Castle Island, and I used to run back when I was younger with better knees. We used to run the over the bridge in the center and everything around the castle. I think it's so beautiful there. But even when you're there, you're like, I feel something, right? You feel something. All right, kids, let's keep going with this.
Well, did these sadistic killing areas somehow have something to do with causing them? Beyond just these tangible, take the reports of a creature that locals have dubbed the beast of the swamp. Described as a large, hairy, man-like figure, the beast has been spotted by countless nations, but those who have seen it with their own eyes speak of a terror that feels all too real.
I can't.
When I saw that creature, I believe it was meant to be because something wanted me to see it. Therefore, something evidently eventually wanted me to investigate this triangle area.
Witnesses have reported silently above the treetops. Their movements defying all laws of
Is that a
physics.
UFO? Hold
Those
on.
They can only describe as UFOs.
Wait, I'm
darting across
pausing
the
again.
night sky.
Hold on. Put a 1 in the chat if who believes in UFOs? Aliens. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe, 2 in the chat if you don't. I definitely believe in everything and anything. Okay, hate. Okay. 1. Hippie chick 1. Dog mom 1. Cheryl and S 1. Sean Flynn, Mark, Drew. Everybody believes in you. Okay. Me too. Me too. Of course, Sean. I called you Sean. Rosie. She said 69. My girl. Yeah, me too. I truly believe. I'm a mermaid, Amy. I've seen things. What? Oh, okay, Tina. What's 3? What's your explanation for 3? Maybe. Because maybe it's an okay answer too. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen one. But I don't leave it out of the realm of possibility, right? Ignore me. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you can say, like, well, maybe I've never seen it. I've never seen it for myself. So it seems like we all have evidence. We all have seen evidence of paranormal activity in one way, shape, or form, right? So it's easy for me to say that I believe in spirits, whether it be good, bad, indifferent. I believe in spirits because I had my own experience with that. I've never been abducted by aliens. Sometimes the stories that I hear are real wild, okay? Real wild. And you're just like, I don't know. I fixed boulders. Rob believes in it. I fixed boulders. I think 3 is there's no way that there's only right. That's a good point, Mark. That is a great point. I don't believe that we're the chosen life. Like there has to be some type of other life form somewhere, right? Do they come visit? I mean, listen, our own military, not that our military always tells us the correct information, but there's been like government that have seen ships that are not of ours. Tina, if you believe in oh, sorry, Tina. I asked if you believed that there is another form of life, like alien spaceships. Like I was saying, I've never been abducted by an alien, but I can't say for certain that it's never happened. Do I know that there's been spirits and that they have been in my house and I encountered it? Yes, I can 100% say that I believe that there are spirits, whether they are bad, good, or indifferent. I know that. I know that in my soul because I had experience with it. I've never been abducted by an alien. I've never been on a spaceship that I know of. And so I don't have like tangible evidence of that, but I can't say for certain that there is no other life form, that they don't come visit and they don't take people to study us, right? I can't, like I said, some of the stories are real wild and you're just like, oh, sir. But we can't say that it's never happened. Oh, hi, Rob. I know as I wake up in the morning with my ass killing, fucking Rob, I can't remember anything that happened during the night. It must have been, sorry, hold on. Sorry. Oh my God. It was so funny. You made me sneeze, Rob. Right. I mean, are you sure you weren't hitting the Jameson a little early? Thanks, hippie chick. Wait, what does this say? The objects that were chased by Miss Gravity, stop and revert. Right. There's like the military even says that there's things that they can't explain. And so how do you explain the unexplainable? Is you keep your mind open and you say, okay, so Rob, was there Vaseline anywhere? Mark, it is too early. Oh, it's 11:11. Make a wish, kids. Viruses, germs, space creatures. Oh shoot. It says a virus, those who live in. Mark wants to know if you had Vaseline available. Mark's coming in hot today. Yeah, I just like, you can't say that it's not a possibility. Do I think that they're picking up all the people that say that they're picking up? No, I don't. I think there's some kooks out there. But like, do I believe that one or two, maybe? Sure. I don't think that all of them though. Kimmy started it. I love you guys. You guys are the best. I love my Sundays with you. All right, let's keep going. I just wanted to ask who, please.
Perhaps the most famous UFO sighting in the Triangle occurred on a cool fall evening back in 1976. Two police officers patrolled the trees. They watched in awe as the object shot straight up into the sky with incredible speed, disappearing in an instant. And despite a thorough investigation, no explanation was ever found. And then there are the haunted locations, sightings, and apparitions. Because so many people have died on this land, it's hard to say who's who, but one of the more freakier legends takes place on Route 44, along the side of the road near the Seekonk Rehoboth hiker. And he can be seen sporting a red beard. Come up. Well, he'll hop in and ask to be taken up the road about 15 minutes. When it's time to drop him off,
I love you.
Well, he's no longer there. With all these weird things going on, some researchers believe that the Bridgewater Triangle isn't a singular phenomenon, but rather part of a larger global pattern. The world, areas where the veil between worlds is thin. Bermuda Triangle, the Dragon's Triangle off the coast of Japan. Could it be that all these places are all connected by an invisible thread? Network of mystery that spans the globe.
Oh, man.
And these are quote unquote window areas in the world. It might be possible that the world is conscious, alive, and comprehend.
I believe that.
The idea that once an area gets a reputation, well then, every single noise or light then becomes something much bigger than it actually is.
Hi, Paula.
The same way, if you go into a supposed haunted house,
Welcome in.
any sound or creak of the door then becomes proof of a ghost. At least not anytime soon, and so it remains one of America's most mysterious places. Secrets. For now, it remains a place where the known and unknown collide. At the very least, the next time you find yourself traveling through southeastern Mass, Well, keep your eyes peeled. You never
Yes,
know what might be
I'm
lurking
going live
just
about
beyond
these
or above the
later.
tree line. The place on a
I
map.
agree.
It's a weird mystery.
I'm setting
It'll
up a
never be
live for
solved.
after this to go over all those cases.
So there was the Bridgewater Triangle mystery. And thanks for tuning in. If you want more content like this, remember to subscribe and also check out our Patreon for even more episodes that we put out each week. Plus, you get access to over 150 other exclusive videos and podcasts. Bye. You guys stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.
All right. So we'll remove this and put me bigger. Oops. All right. God, that was quick. I have one more. I don't know if it's about the Bridgewater Triangle, but it is in the same vein. So since we've only been on for like an hour, do you guys want to continue? Are you having fun? If you are just joining, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You can leave comments. I love comments. Let me tell me what you thought about all of this material. It really I think that we should have a class trip. I think that all the bad kids should unite and we should like do some paranormal like searching. Like, Amy, do you need to get more likes and views? What do you think? Hold on, new friends. Yeah, make sure that you are subscribed. I did notice that like almost half the people that watch me are not subscribed. I know that could be hate watching too. However, please make sure that you are like, and replay crew. I know that you're unable to do the live chat, but our live chat is lit. I'm going to, and just so you know, Wayne, you mentioned the David thing. I'm actually going to set up a live for after this one. And we're going to go over the Diddy, the David, all the things. And I have 2 new cases that I want to go through and kind of open the can of worms, because not a lot of YouTubers that I follow, at least, and I follow a lot of YouTubers, have been commenting on them. So, I definitely have. Yeah, 100%. Someone screen recording me right now. Yeah, we should have a night out. I have not connected my X or YouTube here yet, but I might. I haven't done it yet. Full moon on the 7th. 7 women. I mean, say less. I don't like burnt pants. Do you? I love beer and pizza. I mean, I'll stuff my face with pizza without a doubt. All right, hold on. Let me pull up this. Okay. So why don't I have a video on the terrifying. Okay, you guys, I want you guys to pick. So I have a video on the terrifying story of the Fall River satanic cult, or we can do the most haunted places in New England. Let me do a poll. Hold on. Let me do a poll. Let's see. Good grief. It is on subscribers mode. Hey, thank you. How come I can't do a chat? It'd be easier to try and join a satanic cult and follow them so we could solve a mystery. I mean, yeah. What do you guys think? Ben Inches. Yeah, I live in I live in that area. Oh, hi, Natalie. It's good to see you, Mama. Yeah. Pagans used to do it. That's how yeah. Yep. I'll take one for the team as a cover. Tina, you are a hot ticket, sister. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. Okay, we will do We'll get rid of this and we'll do. We'll do the most haunted places in New England. How about that, kids? We'll close with this one. Thanks, Tina. I'll join it too. Ooh. Shit. Hold on. This is pretty quick, I believe.
Mom,
What, honey?
can you tell us something?
Okay.
Welcome to New England. For nearly 400 years, and the War of Independence, to name just a few. Some say this remarkable history has set the stage for extraordinary hauntings, ghostly visitations from another realm, a mournful woman who wanders the grounds of a Connecticut homestead, searching for her dearly departed lover, a mysterious young child who continues to play in the home he once loved, an elderly woman who refuses to vacate her former residence. This is the story of the ghosts who haunt the ancient dwellings of old New England, specters from the past who have returned.
Oh, this is old. Yeah, they were just talking about that on the last video. I'm like, why am I hot? I go turn my fan on.
New England's first settlers came to the New World not in search of land or
Thrill
material
killers?
wealth,
What?
but religious freedom. The Pilgrims arrived first, and within a decade of their landing at Plymouth in 1620, the Great Puritan Migration began.
Mm-hmm.
Between 1629 and 1642, more than 15,000 men, women, and children sailed for the New World. Many of them settled in New England. These people were not only religious, but highly industrious. They built dozens of communities off the land, their strict code of behavior governed by the church. But along with their wishes for a better life, they brought superstitions from the old world. Among them, a proverb of witches, locks, and things
left behind psychic scars that can be felt by anyone visiting the area. A sense of history is most manifest in the New England area. And this history isn't always a pleasant one. The tragedy of the building blocks
Houses.
and reports of
I went to the Actory in
The
Worcester
ghosts of
like
New
2
England's
years
past
ago.
have been making themselves known for
It was like
centuries.
the touch night.
Anyone fortunate or misfortunate enough to experience these hauntings will not soon forget what they have seen, heard, or
That would be
felt.
awesome. That would be so cool.
This is not
Natalie's
a
my
dead
neighbor.
house. This is not an empty house. This is a house that's alive. Here we have resident spirits, and they have a say basically in the house.
I had gone to Jemima's grave, and as I was doing that, an incredible sadness came over me. There was an actual physical heaviness that I felt. It was the weight of sorrow.
And I had the most unbelievable urge to pick my head up, don't look, you have to look. And I was very, very afraid, but I forced myself to do it. And as I did, something
Is it
had
Bloody
been there
Mary?
looking at me, and I wanted to flee out the front door, get in my car, and
I know I can't be the only one of us that learned about Bloody Mary and would like go in the bathroom at night and do Bloody Mary. What was the song? Oh my god, what was the Poltergeist? Yes. 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 Oh my god, Rob. Yeah. I don't like I realize getting older, I don't like the only thing I don't like about being out on Halloween is when I can't identify somebody when they have a mask on. I don't like that. And clowns don't bother me so much. It's people with their face covered and I don't know who they are. I looked like Caroline Cheryl. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, what's the Bloody Mary? What you're supposed to say it 3 times and being so scared to say it the 3rd time because you didn't know what was gonna happen. You're like, ah! Ah." Oh my god. I used to do it. And then like I get pissed that nothing happened and I would like do it 12 more times because that's how I all right.
get out of here.
More than memories haunt these walls in the New England hamlet of Tolland, Connecticut. Those who visit what some call the state's most occupied, easily explained.
You're right. They did die.
And if most the spirits inhabiting the den will bring all of these and more, and don't keep their feelings to themselves. Gail White has been the director of the homestead, now run as a museum, for 8 years.
There are times when I do walk in the house and I feel that I'm intruding.
I'm
But
so annoyed.
this
I have
is
like
not a
really good
time to be
internet.
here.
This is crazy.
In fact, fear
That's a good
emanating from
call.
these walls.
Mary.
These feelings can be traced to the sorrowful history of two young lovers. It was 1775, and a young America was fighting for its very life. The farming community of Tolland. Two lovers facing a very uncertain future must say goodbye as Elijah, but it seemed things had never been easy for the couple.
At all. Didn't improve
Oh
the
my
relationship.
god.
More than likely, that's because they were from 2 different stations in life. Jemima is a cabinet maker. In the 18th century, you didn't really mix outside your class.
Before leaving, he vows a last promise, his return to marry. It is a promise that will echo through time.
Elijah went off to a war, and
Me
they were
too.
all 3 of them
Mary, me
captured
too.
during
Yeah.
one of the battles in '76. Put on prison ships in Long Island Sound. Prison ships in the Revolutionary War were comparable to the German concentration camps. They housed hundreds of men in this condition. They were overcrowded. There was disease.
Elijah's brothers have died of smallpox on such a ship. But of Elijah himself, there is no without ever learning the fate of his favorite grandson. As the weeks turn to months, there is still no word. Then one cold January
Oh, I'm
away,
sorry,
stricken
Cheryl.
with smallpox on the same prison ship where his brothers had died. It is the best and worst news the family can possibly get.
Here's one son who has survived. But that's followed quickly by absolute panic and terror, because smallpox is a deadly disease, devastating in terms of how it ravaged your body. When they saw him, when he came through the door and they set eyes on him for the first time, that they were devastated by the advancement of the disease. To see him in that condition and to look at him and probably know that he was not going to survive would have struck them to their very core.
The news of Elisha's return spreads quickly.
My girl.
Jemima rushes to the home to see him, not knowing what she will find.
Tell her no, she couldn't come in, she wouldn't
Be denied. What she finds inside is overwhelming. Yet knowing the deadly consequences, she asks to care for him. In doing so, she has freed them from making the deadly choice while sealing her own. Yet knowing the deadly consequences, she asks to care for him. In doing
I thought
so,
this
she
was
has
the most
freed them
haunted
from making
places
the deadly
in
choice.
New England. Why
While
are they telling
her own
stories
fate.
about?
She really was taking a chance. Well, she would leave her to leave the security parent to come. She wasn't really wanted, and to say, "I'm going to take care of it from the smallpox."
The house with food and water left by the door. Jemima does what little.
I didn't vet that one because that there was nothing about anything haunting. They fucking lied is what they did. They fucking lied. Hold on one second. Hold, please. I didn't vet that one. I just like sent it to myself and was like, oh, well, I'll look into this one. Never did. That's what's the other two. Let's see. Let's see. Fucking liars. Liars. All right. Let's see. All right, let's do this one. We're gonna go back to the Fall River satanic cult. That's what we're gonna do, because that other creator was a liar. They lied to us kids. They lied. All right, here we go, kids. Here we go. Share screen. Oh my God, that's really funny. Hey, I was thinking the same thing. Like, does anything false advertisement, Mary? Hold on. Yeah, this one will be better. This one will be better. Let me add to stage. Hold on. All right. That was bullshit. They lied to us. They lied. Liars. Lying liars lie. Right, Mary? The nerve. I'm writing their producers. I'm gonna do a Yelp review on their video. False advertisement. Waste of our time. I mean, I should have edited it. That's my fault. I'm the content creator, but
the first body wasn't buried.
I tried, kids.
It was left out in the open, like an invitation. Her name was Doreen Levisky, and she was 17.
This is gonna be better.
Her beneath the football bleachers of a local high school, arms torn. Whoever did it wanted her seen, wanted someone, anyone, to understand that this was assumed it was just another street crime.
Hi, Joe.
Fall River was cracking at its seams. Its once thriving Milltown spirit swallowed by decay and addiction. Young girls vanished often. Some returned, some didn't. Most. It was a message. It would be followed by more. Within 5 months, 2 more women would die. Their bodies would turn up burned, broken, scattered throughout the woods
River, get it
of
together.
Freetown Forest. A place where maps don't help and screams never make it out. At the center of it all, an object you'd call the devil himself. His name was called Drew.
Sorry for the buffering,
And
guys.
in the
I'll figure it
shadow
out.
of the Bridgewater Triangle, until no one could tell. It's a story of murder, ritual, and fear. A story buried beneath decades of silence and
He
folklore.
sounds like he did it, Joe Biffle.
A story where the victims are real. The confessions change like shifting shadows. And the devil never knows his face to lead a scene. Welcome
Ew.
to Fall River.
I've been hearing a lot of them
Slowly,
lately. I don't know.
Once an industrial powerhouse along the Taunton River, the textile mills that had built wealth now stood still. As jobs vanished, so did opportunity. And young women disappeared into alleys, some into drug addiction, others into sex work, and some simply vanished. And fear grew, unseen forces gathering in the shadows. On the morning of October 3rd, on a physical form, old for October.
Oh,
Maintenance
hold
worker
on. I just wanted to say we're getting our chat's emotional support dog back. We'll get the emojis back when I get monetized. I cut off the other monetization and created a new profile for this channel. And so if you guys gave any money to the channel prior to it being Unsolved with Amy Boston, you will be getting a refund. I never took the money that was ever given. And so what we're going to do, Natalie, sorry, I have ADHD, and I am going to be covering JonBenet Ramsey. I say less. I've been upset. That was like my first true crime. That was like my first case I ever got into. Me and her are the same age. Oh my God. It's never been solved. We are going to go into the trenches with that case, girl. But yeah, so I am getting monetization back. I actually ended up getting rid of the monetization for what the channel was prior. I never took the money. And so you all will be getting refunds for anything as far as memberships and super chats and all of that. And we're going to start from scratch. So, but my point was of saying that we're going to have our emotional support dog back in the chat. And I mean, Tonka, he is our emotional support. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we are the same age. Yes. Imagine she would have been 40 this year. Yeah. So that case has always gotten me right in the feels, because on Christmas, someone came into your home and did that to you. Like, shame. Joe Biffle, did you just say I'm 50? Joe Biffle, I mean, fair enough. I feel a lot older than that, but Joe Biffle. Oh my God. Oh, you're 50? Oh my God. No, I mean, you're only as young as you feel, but yeah, no, me and JonBenet Ramsey are the same age. And so when that was my first case I ever got into, because I was fascinated, we were the same age, and it happened on Christmas, and it was in her family home, all of that. I know. No, Joe Biffle is my homie. Okay. I know a lot of people think he's a troll. He's not a troll. He's just Joe Biffle. And he's always welcome here. I taken all the strays. I lived in Boulder. Did you really? My God, sad. Never take Tylenol PM from a stranger. Oh my god. Or angel dust. Or angel dust. All right, guys, let's keep going with this. It's a little better than the other video I chose. Don't judge me. I'm new here.
Gannon was making his usual rounds at Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School, checking the athletic fields before sunrise. He never forgot the way the air felt, he told police later, like the whole world had taken a deep breath and stopped moving. At 8:57 a.m., he spotted something beneath the metal bleachers of the football field. It was a girl.
Hi, footy.
17-year-old Doreen Levisky lay crumpled, her legs splayed unnaturally, her arms bent behind her back as though tied. Her jeans were and blood soaked the gravel beneath her head. Her skull had been caved in.
We all look great for our age.
And
I'm just saying.
repeatedly, a chunk of concrete was nearby, also stained red. She had been taken, beaten, and left in plain sight. The first officer on the scene, Patrolman Allen,
Oh my god. Why is it buffering?
wasn't hidden, Carrie later recalled.
I'm annoyed.
It wasn't about avoiding capture. This was a message. But from who and to whom remained a mystery. Doreen Levisky had once been a student in her murder and began streets New Street and knew her. She was young, troubled, and likely under the control of a pimp. She told friends she'd found protection who was. That night, witnesses claimed to have seen her around Thai, nervous, and was seen speaking with a tall man in a dark jacket. Her brutal death shocked the police force. But in the public eye,
can you
her
imagine
murder
finding
barely
out
made
that someone you knew did
She
human
was
sacrifice?
a teenager. Life was already halfway. Her murder didn't look random. Following Doreen's death,
Bye,
street
Joe.
girls
See
began
you later, honey
disappearing
bunny.
from their usual spots near Bedford. Left town. Others started naming names. Carl Murphy, Karen Marsden, and Barbara Raposa. They whispered about cult meetings deep in the Freetown Fall River State, men being dragged into the woods and told they'd never themselves to be a vessel for Satan, of sacrifices, of blood-soaked altars. Most of the girls were addicts, and those who did seemed to be too terrified to tell the full truth. It wasn't just the city that was haunted. Locals had long spoken of the Bridgewater Triangle, a stretch of southeastern Massachusetts infamous for strange occurrences. And Rehoboth. Within it, UFO sightings and ritual sites left behind in the woods. At the heart of this triangle was Freetown State Forest, a vast,
I don't know how long
dark
ago this
expanse
was.
where hikers had reported mutilated animals, rovers, and the remains of burned out fires surrounded by bones. Detectives began to wonder, was this really just another street killing, or had Fall River become home. 1979, the streets were quieter, but not safer. Barbara Raposa had been a sex worker too, though few knew the
We've talked other on other shows that we've done in the past about how a lot of easy targets for people like this are addicts, prostitution, girls that engage in that. And so it's really sad because these people who a satanic cult, I just recently found out about this because when I was doing research for the show, it's really sad that even these cults who want a human sacrifice go after these girls. It's like, it was kind of I didn't realize that they were working girls, but it kind of par for the course, right? High risk victims. That's right, Drew K. Preach on it. Speak on it. That's right.
child, a fragile relationship with reality, and a habit of disappearing for days at a time. More than anything,
Hi, Rosie.
she was known to Andy Maltas, a much older man with dark beliefs. On her, friends hadn't seen her usual haunts, downtown Fall River, but she had vanished. Maltese was the last to see her. Unpredictable and described by some as a delusional Satanist, a former and a controlling obsession with Barbara.
The occultist fucked up too.
He'd
Like
tell
I've
people he could
done,
conjure
I've
spirits,
watched a lot on
that
that.
demon violence purified the soul. When Barbara went missing, Maltese
he
didn't
did.
help search for her.
And
He said she was
knew what she was.
where she needed to be.
You don't look for what's not
Months
lost.
later, in a secluded stretch of the forest outside of Fall River, she had been dead for months, were decomposed. Her skull was fractured, and her jaw was dislocated. The cause of death, not far from the Freetown State Forest border.
How sick.
Maltese was arrested shortly after, though it took nearly a decade to convict him. But in the meantime,
he's in prison?
A third girl was already slipping through the cracks.
Ugh.
Karen Marsden was 20. Streets. She knew everyone. Barbara, Doreen, and most of all, Carl Drew. Karen didn't just work for Drew. She feared him. In January of 1980, shaken by Barbara's death and certain that she would be next, that they didn't know how to handle, she claimed that Carl Drew was the head of a violence and ritual to control girls like her. She didn't name Barbara specifically, but she said that she saw a girl get beaten. Her throat. Detective, already frustrated by the silence surrounding Doreen's case, leaned in. Karen was terrified. She asked for protection. Police offered to move her to a safe house.
Of course they
but
did.
She declined.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm already dead, she whispered. He all told me. was unlike Maltese.
Look at him. He looks
or
like a fucking
delusional.
freak.
He was purposeful, a self-styled Satanist and Fall River pimp. He ran his girls with claimed
was
to
a
be the
pimp?
right hand of Lucifer, and according to Karen and others, he demanded rituals in the woods. Robin Murphy, he used animal, draw symbols, and demand loyalty. In Drew's world, there was no God. There was only power, and power was taken through fear.
Can you imagine
Karen
the
said she
horror
tried to
these girls
leave,
went through?
but Drew
The
warned her
horror.
what would happen if she did.
Shock
He
and
told on
horror.
February 9th, 1980, Karen Masden was interviewed by police again. She was nervous, shifting in her seat, and chain smoking through the interview. She asked to be dropped off at St. Mary's Church, a quiet stone building where she sometimes sat alone and not person, all involved in street work, in Drew's circle.
I see a pattern here.
And all had been in fear for their lives. And now, all were dead or gone. In March of 1980, under pressure and perhaps her own fear, Robin Murphy came forward. She told police
You guys. Ugh, so annoying.
ritual fire. Murphy said Drew invoked Satan himself a vessel of the devil. In April, described, tests would later confirm it as belonging to Karen Marsden. With Murphy's statement and the remains found, Drew and Smith were arrested. Himself was also charged. He had no choice. Over the coming months, her story would change and keep changing. She was a witness, then a participant. Then she claimed that she made it all up. By the time the trials began, the line between
Hi, Mary.
truth, fear, and invention had blurred completely. Freetown, Fall River State Forest, is over 5,000 acres of dense, tangled wilderness. Paths that lead to nowhere, hills that muffle sound. It crushes thought. It's easy to get lost in the forest. Easier still to disappear. On a cold The location had been provided by Robin Murphy under interrogation. She claimed it was where Carl Drew had brought them to make a sacrifice. There, in the damp soil, a piece of a human skull. Forensic analysis confirmed it. The fragments belonged to Karen Marsden. There were no teeth. Robin had said
Oh my
that they
God.
burned her hair, mutilated her face, and cut
Bye,
off her
Nat.
fingers. The evidence was grotesque, but it matched her story. Detectives stared at the skull, had their proof. As news of the third murder broke, the press finally took notice. Not of the victims, but of the rumors. The woods, blood sacrifices.
I'm super annoyed by my internet right now. I apologize, kids.
Witchcraft, a cult of prostitutes and pimps in service
Imagine
to the
that.
devil. And they had a name for the location. The Bridgewater Triangle. The triangle was said to be a paranormal vortex, a place of strange lights, phantom creatures, poltergeist activity,
That's so
and dark
crazy.
rituals. Freetown, calling it cursed. Hikers stayed away, carved quietly,
Hey,
that they
Baker.
hated patrolling the forest at night. It's bad ground.
That's the only
one
thing I
officer
agreed with Proctor on was the
reportedly
weird
said,
Fall River accent.
and always has been.
I don't.
Charged with prosecutors argued that he was a satanic cult leader who argued her death to maintain
You know what?
control of his circle of sex
That's a good
workers.
call.
That Karen wanted out, that she was going to have paid with her life. Right, that Drew believed
I
himself
just
to be a
closed
high
down my
priest of
Citrix.
Satan,
We'll see.
that he performed blood rituals, mutilated animals, and promised followers power.
Good to
in
see you, Baker.
exchange
Thanks for stopping
loyalty.
by.
She said that she had watched Drew slice Karen's throat, that he kicked her head in, chanting satanic phrases, that they burned her remains as an offering. And
You
it was one of
caught
the
me,
most
Baker.
shocking testimonies in Massachusetts legal history. But Robin wasn't just a witness.
This guy's
She
like
was
the
also a
Manson
participant.
of.
She was charged with the possibility of parole and exchange fate.
I didn't even think of
But
that,
even
boo.
during the trial, doubts crept in. Murphy changed details of her test. Defense attorneys argued that she was manipulating the system to reduce her own sentence, that the entire satanic narrative had been fabricated. There was only Robin Murphy's word. Still, the jury believed her. Drew was convicted and sentenced to life. Without the possibility, and Murphy in prison, Fall River tried to move on. But the questions only multiplied. Who really shifted so time? And was Carl Drew truly a cult leader? Or just a violent pimp scapegoated by panic?
Oh,
Even
my
decades
God.
later, Murphy would recant
That's
portions of her
crazy,
confession.
Cheryl.
She claimed she lied
Woo!
under pressure, that police coerced her into connecting Drew to the murder, that she, not Drew, had been in control. In one interview, she said, there was no police following the trials, and they would find stone circles, trees, dead animals
Yeah.
arranged in
Baker
ritualistic
apparently
pattern.
he has.
As a result of this,
I don't know what happens
and
in
the
Denmark.
story surrounding the place, Paranormal groups began exploring the forest with spirit boxes and infrared cameras. Some claim to hear voices whispering on camera or recorded that was
for
want
fair
to get to the
use.
first next.
Have you guys ever been anywhere and yeah, okay, so there's been so Rozzy wants to know why if the guy is still alive or if the guy is still alive. So he did get convicted and he went to prison, and we believe that he passed away in prison where he should have lived out the rest of his life, and he did. I had no corn until I looked up the link. Oh my god, you found it, never left it alone. Same. I hold on. What does it say? Cheryl with an S, paroled in 05 after 25 years to the Shepherd House in Dorchester, Standing Stone. Oh yeah, I used to actually work over there. I did I was a substance abuse counselor over there. I want to say he died in there, Rozzy. Yeah, he did. Have you guys ever been anywhere like you're out for a hike or you're out like side just in general? Like I used to rip butts and I used to go outside and you thought that you saw things that you like, and then you're like, no, that can't be. Or you thought you like heard things and you're like, no, that can't be. My mind's playing tricks on me. So apparently this place where the satanic cult was offering women as human sacrifice, there's people that go over there, and when they do their paranormal whatever, they're picking up women. Baker. You're killing me. Oh my god. Yeah. That's in yeah. She might have an OnlyFans. Maybe that's one of her things. Feet and ripping butts. It's a thing. It's definitely a thing. There's a niche for everything. And you're like, no, I didn't hear that. So apparently these people were going out to investigate, and I didn't realize that it was in the Bridgewater Triangle. These people are going and they're seeing what's out there, and they're picking up screams of women that are not heard from the ear, right? So that tells me right there that these women are haunting those woods. Oh, Robin G. Hi, honey. It's good to see you. Happy you're here. Rozzy Vet Tech. Oh, thank you, Hate. I love having dream. Oh, like deja vu you're talking about? Have you ever? That's another thing too. When you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, I've seen this before. Like I'm having deja vu. You know, they say that there's like an actual explanation for deja vu. But I mean, I like to believe that's because I've literally, like in my dreams, have seen things that haven't come true yet. All right, let's keep going. Oh yeah, Sarah Dawn reminded me that I probably had things running in the background of my computer, and I do, and it's something that takes up a lot of bandwidth because it's how I get into my computers at work. So thanks, Sarah Dawn. I'm not an IT professional. I don't get paid to be an IT professional.
Morning. He never returned to the site. He never would speak about what he saw. The Fall River Colt murders didn't. America was on fire with a new fear. Satanic cults. Parents of hidden devil worshippers. Talk shows featured former cult members claiming to have witnessed blood sacrifices and black masses in small-town America. The McMartin preschool case, the West Memphis 3,
I'm new here.
and books like Michelle Remembers became part of a nationwide hysteria. And at the center of Massachusetts' the occult, a satanic cult leader who used prostitutes as human sacrifices. Religion, youth, and evil. The truth, however, was murkier. Almost immediately after Carl Drew's conviction, critics began to question the integrity of the case. The entire prosecution rested on the
Yes, Kim.
testimony of Robin
My co-pilot.
Murphy, a troubled, inconsistent teen who admitted to lying and changing her story multiple times.
Was she his helper?
Montes, convicted of murdering Barbara Raposa, was himself obsessed with Satanism and performing rituals. But there were no verified cult members, no recovered altars, and no documented rituals Murphy had claimed. In fact, no one was ever charged for the murder. Levisky was Satan's soldier, Fall River, as he was granted parole in 2004.
Wait.
After interviews over the years, each time altering her story. She once said, "Carl didn't kill Karen. I made that up. I said what they wanted me to say." But then in other, she hinted that the
She looks like
rituals
she's
were
had a
real.
rough life.
Her flip-flopping became a cornerstone of Carl Drew's appeals, all of which have been denied.
Thank God.
Then, in 2011,
Yeah, that's
Murphy
her.
violated her parole. 2023,
Oh, shocker.
in Satan. She simply said,
Was she in
"I
the ham?
believe in consequences." While the courtroom battles faded, before that of ghost hunters and paranormal areas near Reed Road took on legendary status. Visitors have reported sudden drops in temperature.
Okay, wait a minute. Back it up. Back it up. Let's bring it back. So are these, this is like recent. They may have x-rayed her. She was in the ham. She was in the ham. Okay. So she just got paroled for the second time from her first parole violation. This was like within my lifetime. They didn't give a year. Although this guy Drew looks like could anybody see him in like bell bottoms and like patent leather shoes? I don't know. I could see it. Like a comb in his pocket. I never heard that term. What, the ham? I mean, Framingham's like gross. I don't know. I would never make it in Framingham. But it's the only prison for women in Massachusetts. So I guess it was Chicopee at one point, but they closed that down, just like Walpole. They closed down, and now people go out to Shirley, I believe. But so this was in our lifetime that this happened, and that's why Cheryl was saying that she knew one of the victims. They would bring the female inmates to where I used to work. Yeah, we get inmates at the place I work as well. Especially now that Norwood closed down. The Norwood Hospital closed down. So I didn't realize that this was this new. Like, how I've never heard of this before. Kids, where do I live under a rock? What is happening? How many people knew about this? All of you? Am I new to the potty?
Equipment failure and persistent feelings of being watched. Some have claimed to see error.
What?
Others claim that they've been out of the woods by something investigating for
okay.
GVP.
Okay, I
It came
gotcha.
during a session of a moss-covered stone circle. The voice whispered one word. Karen. Today, sites some redeveloped. Others. The local police call the whole episode a case study in how panic feeds perception. But the case still
Oh, I do, honey. I
podcasts,
definitely do.
YouTube documentaries, such as the one you're watching now. Investigators still argue whether Drew was a terrified girl manipulated by law enforcement or the true mastermind have died. Records have been lost. Witnesses disappeared. But the forest still stands. And for those who walk it, the silence speaks. Carl Drew's last words from a prison interview in 2008 would be,
Of course you did.
I'm not a Satanist. I never worshipped anything but survival, but fear. Fear made me a monster to them. You can bury the truth.
Oh, it says he's currently alive.
The graves are Doreen Levisky.
I know, right?
Barbara Raposa.
Rob, seriously.
And Karen Marsden. 3 young women lost in the dark corridors of a dying city, tangled in a web of more, something ancient. Their stories were used, distorted, and sold. And a dairy headline behind it was a human being, frightened. Remember
So
the devil.
sad.
But we oftentimes forget the dead. Today, locked away at MCI Shirley.
Oh, yeah.
Carl
See?
Drew remains one of Massachusetts' most infamous inmates.
Wow.
In interview after interview, he has maintained his innocence.
What
I
a
was no
weirdo.
angel, kill anyone, and I didn't have a
lies.
He's filed over a dozen appeals, all of which have been denied. His lawyer's flimsy testimony, cultural hysteria of someone.
Look at this guy.
Each appeal that has been rejected with a single sentence. Insufficient grounds, 2000, but her legacy in American legal history.
That's a woman.
A liar, a victim, a manipulator, and possibly the only person who knows the real truth. In a 2006 interview, she was asked one final question. She looked at the camera and said, "We all did. And none of us did."
That's like
Freetown Fall River State
got
Forest remains one of the most notorious paranormal
2023.
hotspots in the country. Visitors still report lights flickering deep in the trees,
hate.
disembodied screams, apparitions, mass disturbed, as if recently used. Still believe that there are cults that meet there in secret, that whatever walked those woods in the 1980s. People claim to hear chanting echoing throughout the forest, just out of sight.
Rosie.
In
I'll look him up.
2007, a Boston journalist named Elliot Vance visited the forest to write a retrospective on the Fall River Colt murders. He was skeptical, hardened. But when he returned, his demeanor changed. He withdrew from friends, refused interviews, and quit his job.
What?
In one of the last public appearances he made, he spoke only a few words. Something is still there. Something that never sleeps. I left the forest, but it didn't leave me. He was later hospitalized for acute stress disorder, and he would never speak about Fall River again. Maybe Carl murderer, maybe Karen Marsden saw something that no one else was supposed to see. Or maybe the devil is just a mirror. Reflection, part of her, how quick we can tell. Fall River, 1979. A city of, and maybe, just maybe, one very real devil. Thank you guys so much for exploring this very.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I know what was wrong with my computer. I had shit running in the background, and I probably should have checked that before, but I didn't even think of it because I always come in fast and I just get to it. That's why empathy wouldn't go there. Yeah, I believe that. That's the other thing I believe in. Like, I believe in darkness can like tarnish your soul. You know, I truly believe that the Native Americans stayed out of Hockomock. Really. Hate corruption. Bad Dazzler, thanks for being with us. Like City. I missed a lot of all right. Yeah. So that the journalist from Boston, was they say Boston Globe, went in there to do research, came out all fucked up. And he quit his job, stopped talking, and ended up in a psych ward. I don't believe in coincidence, kids. You know this. Yeah, you guys. So I'm going to come back later. I'm going to have another live. We're going to go over some current cases. We're going to go over the David and Celeste case. There is some major updates on that. We're going to go over the Diddy sentencing, which went better than I thought it would. And then I have a couple more cases that I like to start and go over, and we can keep up with that. We are here every Sunday at 10 a.m. and we go over unsolved cases, or in this instance, we decided that as a group, we're going to do spooky themed. So today we did the Bridgewater Triangle, and next week we are going to do the Lizzie Borden case, which will be really fun. I do have really good videos for that. And now I know why my shit was buffering. So hopefully we won't be buffering as bad next week. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for sticking in with me for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and being interested in these cases. This stuff fascinates me. Yeah, no, I agree, Bad Dazzler. But people are saying that he was going to walk. Do you know? We'll get into it in the next one. I have so many thoughts. On that. Thank you all for being here. Bye, hippie chick. Wait a minute. One more thing. A Boston newscaster and former Air Force vet both saw a UFO, and it made the news. Right. Lizzie Borden took an axe to her father, 40 whacks, when she saw what she had done. Did it to her mother. Yeah, Lizzie Borden's going to be fun. And if you guys have any suggestions on cases that you'd like me to cover, you can put them in the comments and I will research them and we will do them, because this is more about you guys and what you guys want to watch and what you guys want to go over. So definitely leave it in the comments of this video. Replay crew, I want to know what you guys think too. So go ahead and put some comments underneath this video. Let me know what you guys would like to see. And hopefully next week or next video we're going to be doing, next stream, we'll have the buffering under control. This is a good stream. Look forward to it. Yeah. Thanks, Rob. All right, guys. Bye. Love yous. See you in the next one.